Alright, this is my review of the film Dirty Dancing. For all you guys who don't know who it is or what it is, it's a dance movie based on a dance competition and a camp for like in the Catskills. Okay, where rich people go for the summer for vacation, and they have little like activities for the whole family and kids and everything. Okay, so the movie was filmed in 1987. The main stars are Patrick Swayze, of course, and Jennifer Grey. Now, Patrick Swayze played Johnny, and Jennifer played Baby. Her real name was Frances Houseman, but we don't learn that until later. And also in bit parts, there's Cynthia Rose who plays Penny, and another guy who plays Johnny's cousin. I forget the name, but he tries to make a move on Baby at first, but he doesn't. It doesn't work. And also, she has a sister Lisa, and her parents are Jerry Orbach is her father, plays her father. Um, Most of you guys, I think, would know Jerry Orbach from Law and Order. Okay, so okay, this is your basic coming of age story. Um, how to put this? Baby is obviously, the apple of her father's eye, daddy's girl, always believes what her father says, that kind of a thing, and would never go against her father. Um, Lisa, on the other hand, her sister, is very easily swayed, and she cares more about lip gloss and makeup and stuff and how she looks all the time. Okay. And then Johnny has a contract with the camp to come every year. Only thing is, the summer they're there, um, they say they're gonna quit the dance solo at the end, and uh, Johnny doesn't like that practice, so he says, "Okay, I'll just quit." And as you can guess, he plays a guy that comes from the wrong side of the tracks, and I would say it's a love at first sight kind of a thing, but of course there's complications because Baby is convinced that uh, Penny and Johnny are dating, and his cousin says, "No, you would think so, but they dated in high school, but not anymore." Um, so then she does, like, okay, imagine yourself at like 20 years old, 19, 20, and you do all the stupid stuff to impress your crush. And of course, all the stuff you do doesn't go right. Imagine that. Okay? And she goes into like restricted areas and sees the parties and stuff. And because she's a guest and she's not supposed to be in staff quarters, but somehow she gets in because she literally carries a watermelon from somewhere to the party. Okay? So he says, how did you get here? Why are you here? She says, literally, I carried a watermelon. Then she does the thing where you like think about it and you go, why did I tell him I carried a watermelon? Okay. So, some backstage stuff. Okay. Well, Jennifer's father is Joel Grey, very famous actor. And part of the reason she got the role is because the director saw the relationship between her and her father and said that she'd be perfect for the film. Okay, also, there was some tension between Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey when they were doing the dance scenes. Because if you guys don't already know this, he was a very well trained dancer. His mother was a dance teacher. So he literally knew the steps. So when he was teaching her, he was literally teaching her how to do the dance. So when she would get it wrong, he would get annoyed and, um, so they really did train to do all the cha-cha and all the moves you see in there. They really did train to do that. And I think it's I think it's also backstage that they weren't sure if they were gonna do the lifts, and when it worked, like it was really a celebration because they didn't think it was gonna work. Because to do it, you have to have timing with your partner and everything, and your partner has to. You have to, if you're the girl or whoever's gonna be lifted, have to run into the person's arms and be lifted, and then twirled around like that and land the way you're supposed to, or else it doesn't look right. So, um, or because of the heels, you tip and fall on your face. Um, but okay, so the other underlying story, because there's always two stories. Okay, is that Penny is pregnant by Robbie. Oh, and by the way, Lisa, Francis' sister, has a crush on Robbie, but she doesn't know all the backstage that he got Penny pregnant. And Robbie comes from money, and he's not willing to give it for their child. So he says, just I'll pay for an abortion. In the 1980s, that was a huge deal. I mean, it still is today, but especially in that movie or in that time. So, um, you know, okay. So then, they're getting to know each other and they start dancing every day. And she becomes a better dancer and everything, and they start to fall in love. And he is convinced. He basically says, without saying, why do you like me? Because I'm nothing but bad for you. And she has to convince him that she wants to be with him. And she does go against her father the one time in her life because she knows that deep down he's a good person, no matter what her father thinks. And her father bases his opinions based on people's looks and stuff. And then it doesn't help that he thought that Johnny is the one who got Penny pregnant and that stuff, but it wasn't true. But once again, it's not until the final scene that Jerry Orbach's character realizes that he's wrong and says and admits he's wrong. And then and then how they meet up again, and it's going to be love. And then you imagine it's going to be, happily ever after, whatever. So, but I simplified the movie, but it's deeper than that. And once again, as I always say, you have to watch for yourself to get the full impact of everything. But I've seen this movie, wow, at least 5 times. But the thing is like I watch it like I watch most of my movies, like different parts of my life, different times of my life. And this is one of the few films that holds up no matter what age you are, because you can always imagine yourself in that space. So, highly recommend it. And the soundtrack is great. Everything's great. Like I said, once again, it's a dance movie. So if you're into that kind of thing, um, but yeah, I highly recommend it. Okay.